Bonjour mes amis, c'est moi Stephanie and welcome to your Workout Wednesday. Today we're going back home, we're going back to the basics of mat. So all you need is your body and your mat. But first I wanted to invite you friends, subscribers and new subscribers, welcome everybody, to my membership challenge. It is a 3-day straight to your inbox, 3 workouts from the Sayezz archive, beginning next Monday, November 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. So check out the comments, just sign up for the challenge, and I hope to see you there. I want to share the membership with more folks. So thank you all for being here. Let's get started. Let's begin from the beginning. So let's go ahead and just roll yourself down on your mat. Feel free to get any props that feel good, like a pillow for your neck, or anything else really. Maybe a blanket. And then go ahead and just rest down. Feel the weight of your head, the ribs, the pelvis, your feet, your arms. And then also feel those places that might be a little bit lighter. Maybe your lower back, maybe the back of your neck, maybe the arches of your feet, maybe some other places. Just notice the heavies and the lights. And everything begins with breath, yeah? So let's begin there. Hands on, nice and low on the pelvis, fingers almost palpating the pubic bone there. Inhale, fill up your belly. Pause, slide the hands to the ribs, expand the ribs. Pause, take the hands to the chest or even the throat and fill up the throat and neck. And then exhale, release. Chest moves toward the ribs, ribs move toward each other, belly button descends toward the spine. Inhale again through the nose. Belly inflates. Ribs expand. Chest lifts. And then exhale, chest descends. Ribs connect. Pelvis deflates. Again, feel free to continue to use the hands or not. Inhale, belly. Keep inhaling ribs. Keep inhaling chest. Exhale out of the mouth, chest releases, ribs connect, belly deflates. Right to the edge of that exhale. One more there, inhale. Fill up your entire body. And exhale, deflate the entire body. Right to the edge of that exhale. Feel free to cough or laugh it out. Squeeze. Woo! And then just let that inhale back in. Excellent. Let's make a little triangle with our fingers. Let's put the forefingers over the pubic bone, heels of the hands on the hips, and then thumbs maybe just below the belly button. So we're making this little triangle over our basin there, our pelvis. In French, it's called le bassin, which is very cool, pelvis. So we're just going to start with some pelvic tilts. Aim to keep your booty soft, booty and thighs soft. Exhale, point the forefingers up. It's like this is a bit of an arrow, yeah? Starting at the pubic bone. And then we point the fingers down as we move into an arch. Exhale, point the forefingers up, and you might feel your back flatten into the mat. Smush some grapes there. We are in France after all. And then go ahead or in spirit at least, release that. Put some space behind that lower back. Exhale, curl. And again, check in. Loosey-goosey glutes. Inhale, lengthen. It's really like the pelvis because it does. Releases away, stretches away from the head. As we arch, exhale. Curl. Inhale, arch. And just one more there. Exhale, waking up that awareness in the subterranean levels of our body. Inhale. Ooh, take a moment to release the arms down. Find the place in between, and that might just mean turning the dial off, yeah? So just no effort, see where your pelvis lands. And then from there, keep the arms kind of soft, float one leg up without disturbing our basin here. I'm doing a little shaky because my hip needs that. Feel free to come with me. Point through the ankle, tap the toes, and lift. The knee does not have to be any particular angle. Same with the hip. We're going kind of as deep as we can without disrupting too much our basin. And let's really imagine it's filled with water. So there might be some movement in the water, but not so much that we slosh it out over the sides. Yeah. So let's add a breath to help support that. Exhale, tap. And yes, the abdominals, right? The belly is scooping, but also those ribs and also the chest, right? The whole body is breathing. Flex the foot. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and just take a moment to kind of release all that effort, shaky. Before we stand back in that foot, maybe take a moment to recenter the pelvis and then float the opposite leg. Give a little, again, in, out, shaky there. Interesting. And then point through the foot, exhale, tap the toes. And again, feel free to palpate your center if you'd like. You might feel some tension. That's exactly what we want. It's almost like we're wearing internal suspenders. I definitely feel my back of my shoulders actively press down to help stabilize. Again, that is A-okay. Flex your foot, continue. Exhale, tap. And tap. Let's keep that basin relatively still. 4 more. Float the leg up. Again, a little shaky, maybe a little bit longer. Ooh, and then both feet down. Let's actually move up to the upper body, and we are going to allow the ribs to move a little bit more. I'm going to move a little bit this way so I have a little more space, maybe even on the diagonal. So from here, we're just going to take some arm circles, but we're going to allow ourselves to lift the shoulders and arch the spine. So reach back, allow your arms just to release. Well, my tuffet is here, but yours might go to the ground. And then open the arms, sweep around. Inhale, actively allow the ribs to lift. It's like we're diving back into a nice warm pool of water. Sweep around and then actively allow the ribs to descend toward the spine, but also through the mat. So we feel potentially that bit of lift through those upper back ribs and drop into the mat. Inhale. Meanwhile, that basin of our pelvis stays pretty stable. 2 more in. Ooh, unlock the breath, creating space all around our diaphragm, ribs, lungs, even the heart center. Inhale, last time here. And exhale. I'm going to stay on my bit of diagonal here. Let's go ahead and ground the arms this time. So press down with the entire arm as best as you are able. Now, if I press down and that happens, that's just too much. So I'm going to find the balanced place where I can connect my ribs, right? Connect them to the mat, the backs of the ribs, and maybe my shoulders have to lift a little bit. That's A-okay. So don't worry. Find, again, that balanced effort there between the arms and the ribs. It might be a lot of effort. Exhale, float one leg up. Exhale again, second leg up. Now, we want to make sure that basin, the bassin, stays pretty steady, no sloshing, as we take our double knee fold. So let's tap and really pump the breath. Flex the feet and Do it again, point. And flex. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Both legs float. Kind of find an easy bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. Feel the ribs pull away. And then this time as we exhale, carry the arms behind you, but smush grapes behind those uppermost ribs. Inhale, let yourself arch. That's a-okay. Arms, fingers point back up to the sky. Exhale, descend the ribs. Send them into the mat. Notice how, it's almost like we zip up. Or at least I hope you feel that. That's what I'm feeling. It's a lot of effort for me these days. Inhale, maybe a bit of an arch. Let that go. Fingers reach back to the sky. Last time, exhale. Send the ribs down into the mat, down away from the crown of the head. Take a moment here. Take the knees a little farther away from your center and notice how much that maybe inch or 2 inches, really fires up the core. Take a big breath. Exhale, let it go. Ribs descend. One more. Inhale, expand the belly, the ribs, the chest. Maybe you arch a little. And then exhale, reconnect, and relax. Excellent. I'm going to turn myself back this way. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Nice and low under la nuque, so the nape of the neck there. And then release down. We're going to do a bit of an arch and a curl up here. So again, allow the ribs. It's a-okay. And when I say arch and curl, I mean in the ribs again. So pelvis stays relatively stable, yeah? In that center place. Inhale, arch the ribs away. Exhale, we float up. We keep the head nice and heavy. Kind of wiggle, almost like a little walk with the shoulder blades. Just to then find center. Take a moment to curl and arch the pelvis. Find that place in between, maybe curl a little bit more, and then release. Feel free to arch the ribs. Exhale, curl. Elbows are slightly bent like they're connected to 2 trees, and there's a hammock in between. Inhale. And if you need to or want to, every time check in with the arch and curl to find that center place, by all means, do it. Inhale, descend. Exhale, ascend. One more here. Inhale, descend. Exhale, ascend. We maintain the ascension. We float one leg. We float the second leg. Again, we're grounding through a little bit towards the tailbone there. And then we tap and tap and tap. Flex your feet and heel. Pump that breath. Do it again and point. And flex 8, 7. Float both legs up. Inhale, expand. Exhale, maybe curl as you descend a little bit the belly. Ooh, and then release. Take a moment. Moment passed. Re-interlace the fingers. Inhale, arch. This time we spiral. And I want you to think roll between the shoulder blades. So spiral, arch, almost like we're making a semicircle to the opposite side. Arch. Now again, that's in the upper ribs. We're keeping our pelvis as stable as possible. Feel free to arch and curl with check-in. Inhale at any point. Sweep to the opposite side. Ooh, just checking in with my hip flexors. They're on. They don't need to be. You can kind of palpate yours. That, for me, that means I needed to actually change my pelvis, yeah? So I was a little bit too arched, so I needed to do a little bit of a curl for me to find that release. Inhale. See, movement is great. No matter how many times you do it, there's always something new to learn every day. How many times have I done a curl up like this? Hi-yi-yi. Exhale. Always something to learn. One more here. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. Find center, release. Float one leg. Float the second leg. This time we exhale, curl up through center. Tap one set of toes down, whatever leg is closest to you, you rotate toward it. Feel free to arch a little as you pass through center to switch. And switch. And switch. Take your focus around, peek around that hip. It's okay if that knee comes a little closer than 90. And reach. Again, we're aiming to find that center place in the pelvis. Flex the feet, tap the heels. 4 more. Find center, float the legs. Exhale again, inhale, expand. Then exhale, curl. Descend the pelvis. Descend the abs. Release. Excellent. I'm going to be on this. No, I'm just going to stay here. Sorry. And then let's go ahead and let that go with a bit of a twist, kind of an active twist here. So let the arms, palms up, press down just to stabilize a little. Open to low diagonals. Walk the feet in point, maybe walking even more. Gaze at your knees for a moment. Keep them in line. It's as if we have one kind of robot leg here. And then we spiral over to one side. And then we come back center. And then we switch. So as you can see on this side, see how my foot is off? My big toes are together. Now my heels are together. My knees are as together as I can. And then I'm going to keep my shoulder and I'm going to aim to keep my ribs down as well. So it's almost an active stretch as well as some obliques, yes? Inhale through center, exhale. Keep reaching that top kneecap away from the opposite shoulder. Woo! And center. That's why it's called a spiral, right? If it weren't, then we would just go. So we're finding that opposite tension, like we're twisting a piece of Halloween candy. It was our first Halloween, super exciting. Halloween is pretty new in France, but it was fun. And one more. Exhale. Excellent. Come back to center. We're going to finish this kind of going home back to the basics with a bridge. And let's start with the legs a little bit externally rotated, a little bit wide. Palms can press down. Start with that pelvic tilt. Roll and articulate through the spine. Feel free to go a little bit more into a back bend here because the way our hips are, it allows the glutes to wrap and support us. Huzzah. Roll down. Feel free to move a little into the arch. And then curl and peel. And there is a point, you will feel your booty. That's great. Let's do it. Push down through the feet to rise up. Inhale. Allow that back bend to help stretch and open the upper ribs, the abdominals. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale the rest of the way up. Inhale, expand. Breathe into that pubic bone and then exhale. Let it breathe back into you. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. In. And exhale. And last time, rise up. Let's take a moment at the top here to actually finish. Do what you need to do to kind of get your thumbs under, get your hands under. Actually, I'm going to get my thumbs under. And then give yourself a little bit almost of unweight, right? Traction. Sorry, no, I'm going to come back to my palms here. So I'm kind of relaxing my pelvis as best as I am able, as best as you are able, on the hands. And then press down with the feet and rise up a little bit more. And again, maybe there's a little bit of support pushing up with the hands. Let your, it's like we're creating a shelf for the pelvis there to relax down on. And then press up, 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 open. Inhale. And then exhale. Descend onto the hands one more time. Again, as best you're able, rise up. Inhale. This time we release the hands. We keep that arc-en-ciel, that rainbow in the body. Inhale. Again, again, again. And then exhale. Shimmy the shoulders wide. Roll it down. Take a moment at the bottom. Hug the knees in. Take a moment, maybe roly-poly. Hands under the thighs, rock yourself up a couple times. No particular shape. Woo, until you make it up to sitting. Find a comfortable position to sit in. Take a moment to air out the back there. Feels good to go home sometimes. Thank you for joining me, coming back to the basics. And once again, before you go, don't forget to sign up for my 3-day Taste of Membership Challenge in the comments, November 7th to the 9th, next Monday to Wednesday. Hope to see you there. See you soon.